Okay. So we're looking for a bearish engulfing. All right. So we're looking for a bearish engulfing within point. This is the zone that market bounce off. Let me just show you what I mean by this. Like within here. Okay. I'm gonna get the whole thing with it. All right. Boom. This is the zone market bounce off. All right. You see that? It wicked it. Boom. It got close with this one. We didn't get no bearish engulfing here. We did eventually get a bearish engulfing. We just happened to get what we call a Morobozu, where we get a bearish engulfing that is pretty big, that engulfed the previous more than just 3 previous candles, like so, right? So we identifying structures, putting the stop loss where it needs to be, right? Either if you choose to use this, but again, the previous structure low, high, right, is up there, right? Because when we take a sell, we put at the previous high, right? Look, bring this up real quick so you guys can see it. Please understand it's the 4 hour. I'm matching it just with the 4 hour structure. Okay. Look, TP hit. All right. 1-3. Now, if I take it to the daily, it's a beautiful trade. Okay. It was a beautiful trade. As you can see, here it is right there. All right. It may not have sold for 3,000 days, but here it is. Okay. Our entry was within here. It sold for us all the way down to this point. All right. So if I'm looking at daily structure point, like for TP, I'm looking at this or within this one and then the next. So eventually, like I said, it did hit. All right. Now, again, I did say that was a small one. Let's go ahead and look at the bigger one. Okay. Let's clean that up real quick. Okay. Now we're just gonna look at the bigger. My bad. I think I step away from the camera. We're gonna look at the bigger breaking retest, basically with a bullish trend line. Once market breaks structure, come back to retest it and see how it would look like. Now we did do one, that's small, but it is what it is. It is a setup. Trend line did get broken. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna readjust this, right? We don't need that one. Okay, we need this right here. Okay, unlock it. Right. So see this? I'm just modifying it with this. Okay, that would have been it right here, right? And then market did this right here. It gives me this structural point. I'm running it straight through it like this. Boom, lock that in. Make sense? If I'm looking at the structure itself, right? If I'm looking at the structure itself, look, boom, right? You see that? That's what it did, if that makes sense. So after this structure, this was the previous structure high low, because that would be a higher high, higher high, right? That would have been the break for the retest aspect. Okay. That's what it would have been, the break for the retest aspect, right? But did it retest? Yes, it did. It bounced off trend line, bounced off zone to go up, but we're not talking about a continuation. We're looking at the reversal, right? Market eventually went, right? Broke the trend line. See that? It broke the trend line and it came back to retest it like so. All right. Came back to retest it and it fell. Right. Now remember, when market break a trend line and retest a trend line, it doesn't exactly have to bounce off the trend line. Remember, we need a trend reversal where a previous high is broken. In the case of this, we got a higher low, okay? That got broken. See, these are high lows, right? We got a higher low that got broken. This one is the one that got broken. Our zone's going to be right there. See how it broke? Like so, trend. Our price action is going to be right there to sell. Now, based off the daily, okay? Based off the daily, we got a bearish engulfing right here. You see it? Based off the daily, we got a bearish engulfing to take that at 5 p.m. plummet. Okay, well, you took that at 5, and then the next day kind of like consolidate. As you can see, you got a crosshair, a doji, right? And then after that, it just opened gap down. So it did plummet for you. Look, with continuation. But like I said, I've been monitoring this, been placing this fib double top here to sell. But let's just focus on this real quick. Okay. Now, zones here, you can see it. Let me enlarge this for you guys, so we can see it as clear as day. Look at that. I want you to be able to see it. Okay. This is the zone here. I'm gonna remove this Fibonacci, right? I'm gonna unlock and I'm just gonna extend real quick, okay? Move it back so I can, boom. Well, that's the only thing I don't like, these rectangle properties, you know? The little bubbles are so close to each other. So it's like really hard to get it sometimes. But here it is. All right. So I'm getting from close of the last selling candle to the wick. All right. So what I'm saying is, see, it broke previous structure here, and that's the retest. Okay. So our entry is gonna be at the next structure zone, like here, because it came to the within this zone right here, also within this area. Okay. So here is our entry point. Okay. So we're looking for a price action within this area right there. So let me get rid of this. I don't need that. I was trying to annotate, but I don't know why I used that. So let's go ahead and drop down to a 4 hour so we could identify our retest point. What we're looking for is a 4 hour bearish engulfing, right? Once market give us the 4 hour bearish engulfing, we're going to go ahead and take that sell for what it is. And of course, when we take a sell, we put a stop loss at the last high, right? When we buy it, we put a stop loss at the last low, all right? But we stay consistent with our stop loss. Now, I'm gonna collapse. Gotta collapse it so we can find this beautiful setup. Look at that. Oof. You can see it, man. You can see it. You see it right here? Look at that. Look at that. Actually, it's already there. You can already see it. So I can collapse, you know, just make it more of a just line. You can see it. As far as structure wise. Now remember, please understand, okay? It was based off the daily. All right. This is when it broke structure point based off the daily trend line. All right. Now we can always talk about this and that, but based off the daily, this is it right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring it back to life. Put some color into this real quick. I'm trying to bring some color into your trading life, man. Giving you that financial freedom where you know your price action will be available within 1, 5, or 9. You could do a lot within 4 hours. All right. You don't need to sit on the chart anymore. All right. So here we are. We know market broke zones like so. Let's go ahead and annotate. We don't want to just say things. Let's go show it to you. Okay. We know that's our zone right here, right? That's our zone. All right. Bounce. All right. It broke. Easy money, right? Can you retest it? Like so. Okay. Not only that it retested based off the 4 hour, we got a mini double top, right? Off the 4 hour. Now, all we need, again, like I said, is bearish engulfing. When it comes to an engulfing itself, this is what we got here. All right. All right. What we got here is it took three, my bad, I'm sorry. It took 2 selling candles. Okay. It took 2 bearish candles to engulf the last bullish candle. All right. Just to make the process a lot easier. It took 2 selling candles to engulf the last buying candle. So here would be your sell, just like so. Okay. You're looking at it already. Structure high based on the 4 hour, right? That high right there is our stop loss. Okay. And then of course, until we go back to I'm matching it with this, by the way, just so you guys understand. All right. I'm matching it with this. All right. So we go to our daily time frame, of course, so we could look at it to have a much better understanding. And just in case if you're wondering why, that's the structure I'm using, because look, that's the previous high, okay, until this, okay? I just measured it. Now, by all means, this right here can be used, all right? That's just happened to be the first one. That's why I said we go back to our daily time frame to really reevaluate the structure to see how, if we okay with that stop loss, if it is too short, you know, based on how the daily look. But so far, it looks pretty nice, okay? And if hypothetically market were to go back and wake you out with, again, we are waiting for a pullback anyway. It looked like this is what it's respecting. If it went deeper into it, that's where it would be. And then we will look at this up here as the stop loss. So we just reading and reacting, okay? It is not our job to tell the market what to do. It is our job to just simply read and react. And also, I want to remind you guys, World TFX Academy is now open for business. We are enrolling students now. Okay. We teach Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday. So we pretty much teach 4 days a week. And currently at the moment, our one-on-one is free. If you are interested in learning how to trade, especially with this method, if it's easier for you to understand and go along with this, right? Click the link below or type in royaltyfxacademy.com. Again, if you don't have the time right now, Amazon, type in Royalty FX Academy, and then you could get any of the 7-book series masterclass. Okay, either if you want to learn price action or the workbook, understand how to draw a zone, trend lines, and Fibonacci. Again, if money's tight, I understand. Check me out on YouTube. This video's on YouTube. I know you're probably seeing the shorts online right now, either on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. YouTube, Royalty FX Academy. Look for the crown, okay? Look for the logo. All right, look for the crown. Like yeah, look, here you go. All right. Look for the crown, just in case that way you know it's me. And then you can watch these sessions within 18-minute intervals, right? During your lunchtime, your break time, whatever you're doing. It's not too long. We're just breaking it into 3 parts. Go ahead. Please make sure you please like and comment and subscribe. I'll truly, truly appreciate it. Any comments you have, I got you. So here, that's our sale, right? Let's go back to our daily real quick. All right. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So again, look how that looks, man. Okay. Look how that looks. So entry. Okay, we're just gonna drag this to match structure. This was the previous structure. That's how it looks like. Okay. And then so on and so forth. We know market is giving you new lows. Okay. We know it's giving us new lows, right? We know it's giving us new lows. See that? That's what it's doing. Okay. So we understand, yeah, even though we end this sell from this point, the pullback, right? That it might come back to that area to come retest it. Okay. But regardless of that, markets has to bounce off a structural point, either here or anything within here. Even this bottom zone here, as you can see, also smash that. So that's all your TPs. Okay. Let me go ahead and point them out for you real quick. Right here. I'm matching it with the structure point. Okay. Which is here first. That's how that looks. All right. And if you hang on for dear life, if you do, right, this is currently the next one that it hit. And then this is where it's at right now based on current market. Okay. Well, kind of like right here, but this is how low it went. Okay. Structure. All right. Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. Like I said before, appreciate the comments, the like, and the share, and the subscription. I'm still new at this. I'm getting better, getting more comfortable at this. Please share it, comment. I truly, truly appreciate it. Any comment, questions that you may have, feel free to ask. Again, if you are interested in learning how to trade, either if you new, intermediate, or I want to say advanced and you want to sharpen your skills or truly master price action, the real price action that the market will always give you before it buys or sell. Guaranteed. That I could guarantee you. Okay. If you want to learn these, go ahead. Link below. Type in Royalty FX Academy and come join the family. Again, we do teach 4 days a week. And at the moment, our one-on-ones are free. All right. Gotta keep it short a little bit because I don't want to be overwhelmed. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, with that being said, again, appreciate the love and support and royalty out. See y'all next time.